Today we're talking about the most important component when it comes to scaling your D2C brand. And if you struggle to run profitable campaigns, or if you struggle with a poor conversion rate, then it's mostly not due to some campaign hack you don't know or some conversion rate trick that you need to apply. It usually comes down to your offer, the way how you position and sell your products online in your store. And today I will really like to break down this process that I've prepared for you so you can easily craft a perfect D2C offer that appeals to your specific audience and sells like crazy. So this is a very easy step-by-step process that we will run through, and I will take you through every step, explain it to you so you can craft an amazing offer. Because the thing is, you can have the best creatives, the best media buying, but with a terrible offer and a product nobody wants, you're not gonna make money. On the other hand, if you have an amazing offer that people really desire to have, and you have some mediocre kind of shitty ads, you will still make money. And today I would like to show you how you can really crack this most important component when it comes to scaling your D2C brand so you can take your ads to the next level, achieve new revenue records, because it really boils down to what you're selling and how you're selling it. So let's dive right in right here. I will make this a bit bigger so you can view it a bit more easily. And it is a very easy step-by-step process. In the backend and at the agency, we usually do a more thorough process of this, but I thought when it really boils down to something, this is usually it. Like, this is the most simple form that you can craft an offer, and I put it together in these few steps for you so you can run through it, and in the end you have an amazing offer. You know what you're selling, you know why you're selling it to this specific audience, and it will usually perform much better than just putting some ads together and running them to a product page. So I really urge you or invite you to take this generator with you and then also like run through it, design your offer, redesign your offer, and then really try and run it against your current business as usual ads, because you will usually see an amazing uplift. Suddenly your ads start working, your conversion rate increases, life is fun, you're scaling happily ever after, and this is really what you're trying to establish right here. So let's just take a look at the first step. Before we get started, I need you to know that when you succeed in marketing, or those people who succeed in marketing, they usually spend extensive hours on research. They spend 80% of their time researching the audience, the product, how they can position it, how they can differentiate it, and this is really what you should do. You need to have a very deep understanding of who you're selling to and what you're selling. It's not often as easy as just showing your product to people and then hope that the meta algorithm finds someone. It's not the way you should do things. Ideally, you call your customers, your past customers, and ask them all these questions, or you need to do like empirical research and go into like forums and anything like that and really get a great grasp of who you're selling to. Because in the beginning, you need to identify who you're selling to, and it's not just women and men in the US, it's a very specific audience who you're trying to sell to, because these niche products and these very relevant things to a few people, they sell insanely well. But appealing to the masses is usually not the way to go when you're below 8 figures or anywhere in that range. So this is the first thing, you define the audience. Secondly, you define the dream outcome and the problems that come with it. What is people preventing from reaching that dream outcome? And what are these dream outcomes in the first place anyway? You really need to paint this wonderful picture of this amazing life that people have and really get an understanding why they want to have this transformation. Why should they buy your product to get to this future state? So define this future state and really also bring up these problems that people might face to get there. The third step is maximizing the value and minimizing the input. If you read like $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi, which is an amazing book on offer creation, not just for services but also for products, you will find the step of like the value and input equation. And it's really important that you maximize your value while you minimize the input that people need to put into. So you maximize all of the good things and minimize and reduce all of the bad things. For example, everybody wants to be checked, but nobody wants to go to the gym and put in like the months of works and also like eat to the schedule and anything like that. But if you can supply them with these things and make it a bit easier for them, then suddenly you decrease the minimized effort and the effort they need to put in. So always do that. The fourth step is something that we love to do, and it's an amazing way to differentiate yourself from competitors. It's a unique mechanism. The third step is, the fifth step is then the bonuses. So everything that you can add. Maybe you have some digital products that you can easily add on to charge a higher price, for example, or just to create a higher perceived value. Then you're gonna add some scarcity and urgency, so they need to act now, and you can also set a name and also charge what it's worth. So this is basically it. It's very, very easy. It's just a few steps, but if you run through them, you have an amazing understanding of what you're really offering, because it's not just some waterproof shoes, or it's not just some yoga tool or anything like that. It is a transformation. It is something that people aspire. You need to tap into these desires of people. You need to really find out why they want to achieve this transformation, why they want this product, and what is hindering them on this way. Suddenly you become so insanely relevant to these people that also Facebook, as your acquisition channel, will favor you with cheaper advertising costs. It sounds really odd, but the more specific and the better you are with like targeting these people, the cheaper it usually gets, because you're so relevant, and Facebook is receiving all of these positive signals on your ads. People watch your ads, people like your ads, people comment on your ads, they click through and everything they do. And this is really positive signals that is sent to Facebook, and all of these positive signals rank you as a good advertiser in their system. You often get cheaper CPMs and also cheaper CPCs, because you run good ads and not bad, shitty, terrible, boring, fuck-ass ads. And this is basically what you're trying to accomplish. You need to be as relevant as you can with your offer. And now to give you a better understanding of what it should look like in the end, I filled it out for one of our yoga-like clients. And in the beginning, I started off with defining the audience. As we talked about in the top, I really defined the audience and got clear of who I'm selling to. We have a clearer picture, but I think this does a good job already in the beginning. And we're really selling to people who are women, female, aged 40 to 60, that value their health and are ready to try new things to improve their life. So this is quite specific. You don't want to sell to like 50-plus-year-old fat Karens who don't want to do anything. It's most of the people who are feeling a bit old. They want to feel like young again. They love their 20s. They are really annoyed about their neck pain sometimes after working. Anything like that. You can get really specific, and this is who you want to sell to, for example. Then the next step is define the dream, outcome, and the problems that come with it, or that they have and they need to overcome. So the dream outcomes are definitely like feeling young and fit again, relieving back and neck pain, especially these two, become flexible and improve balance, reduce stress and anxiety, feel more like in balance with your body, mind-body connection, all of these things. Right, and then we have some problems. For example, of course, the back pain and neck pain. We have feeling old and tired, so it's a bit the opposite, but also like this lethargy. So you can get more in detail here with those. And then also they have other things, like for example, they have some exercises which they would like to do and they know they're good, but they feel they are too difficult, or they feel they are too dangerous and they don't want to do it, or they just don't have fun when they practice. So you see, there are these apparent problems that they face, that they want to relieve, but then also some that might be not as apparent, as like not having fun when practicing, or some poses or some exercises might be too dangerous for them, or they might be tired, which is another problem that is not even like in the main things, in the main domain right there. So you can get like really creative with those and white everything out, and then I would focus in on some very few things that you found apparent in many reviews, and when you talk to customers and anything, to really drive home the point and get to these people who is your core demographic and your core audience. Then the third step, maximizing the value and minimizing the input. So we of course promote here something that allows them to do a headstand. It's very easy for everybody can do it, and we have some value maximizers along with it. For example, it's the only one that's European made, it's dirty, which ultimately stands for a very safe practice. We also have Get Fit at Home with fun exercises, quick typo right here. And it also comes with exercises to follow along. You can have a very long list. I just wrote down 4 of these. And then also you can minimize the input by, for example, saying, hey, you order today and you can do the same. You can do the first exercises in this week. Basically, you also have like headstands on the first try. You have no pressure on neck or spine. And that's really what it comes down to then, to the problem in the top, because you eliminate this excuse or this buying objection. Some people might not buy it. They feel like it's crazy. But then it comes with this suddenly I will talk about it later, but suddenly it comes with this no pressure on neck or spine and anything like that, and it completely eliminates this buying objection before they even might think about it. So this is really, really powerful stuff. And then also we have like no additional equipment, we have no exhausting workout, and just a few minutes per day. And these are like all great effort minimizers, I would call them. The next thing is the unique mechanism, and I really got this from like Peter Cal with his kindergarten simple pitch. You need to pitch something to someone, like how your product works. A 4-year-old needs to understand it. Someone from kindergarten needs to understand how your product works and what it does, and when you achieve that, then you really nailed it. And it sounds counterintuitive, but ultimately simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. The simpler you can make something without making it too simple, as Albert Einstein said, the best it is. And this is really what we're trying to do here. So we're breaking it down step by step how the product works and make it as easy as possible. For example, improve your life through headstands with all of the benefits and everything. But headstands are difficult, so this is an objection. But then try this product that guarantees easy headstands because of X, Y, and Z, and you can further like elaborate why it works and how it works for them. But this is essentially the goal, to really break it down into this very bite-sized kind of small things, so people can understand how it works, why it works, and why it's so different from other solutions. Why shouldn't they go to a chiro or anything who can or take like pain relievers or anything like that? This is a natural solution. It separates it because of this, that, and that, and suddenly you have a completely new level to actually convince people and persuade people to buy your product. So very, very important that you nail down the unique mechanism. We do have some bonuses. Like everything you do, you should have bonuses that you give away with your product. It can be anything from like a digital product, like a guide or ebook, to like a community, or physical products, such as a phone holder right here. And especially digital products are a great way to increase the perceived value, sometimes also like increase your prices. It can be anything. For example, for a pet product, when you sell like pet molds or anything, or people can do their pet food at home or something like that, you can give free recipes on top of it, or a free guide on diets, or a free guide on like treating dogs with anxiety, anything like that. Anything that people would buy for, you give it away for free, and you can increase your price, or you can just increase the perceived value of the price. Because ultimately you want to charge a price, and we come to that is much, much less than the the perceived value. And this is very important. But then let's move to the next one before we get to that, and it's really to back up your claims. So you need to back up your claims. If I tell someone, hey, you can do a headstand with this on your first try, or like within 30 days, then I can also move my return policy, and I can leverage it to say something like headstands in 30 days guaranteed. People will think, okay, everybody can do it. We have this social proof right here. 250,000 yogis can do it. I can do it too. And if not, I have this 30-day guarantee and I'm fine. Next thing is to back up claims is like authorities, statistics, facts, anything like that. Especially authority figures are very, very strong. And I would highly encourage you to partner up with someone, or to have someone in your close circle that you can tap into as an authority, which can explain why it works or how it was developed or anything like that. They can really give it the proof. Then scarcity urgency, for example, you can do like limited stock, you can do like limited offers, you can do anything like that. Be ethical with these things. You don't want to have like fake timers or anything on your website, because these can also like cause some issues with your ads and anything else, and it's also not really ethical, to be honest. Then we can put a name together, and you can really put some fancy name together. Sometimes when it's just a product page, you just have your normal product name and maybe make it a bit more fancy with an adjective or anything like that, and it's fine. In this case, for example, you can do something else. You can transform your mind and body in 28 days with the XYZ challenge. You can call it whatever it is. This is a more fancy way of doing it. This is moving away from a physical product more so to like an overall challenge, an offer that is feeling like some bigger thing, not just the physical product you're getting, but everything around it, the cause, the community, anything. And this really increases this perceived value. And when we're talking about perceived value, we come to the last step, which is charging what it's worth. I would recommend you, like what I really like to do is charge like 1/10 of the perceived value. So if you, for example, have like $1,000 in value that you can give away and you charge $100 for it, that's amazing, which is not often the case. But always the idea to keep in mind is, how can I increase the perceived value of my product so much that the actual price looks really like super tiny next to it. And this is really what it is. It should look like a bargain, and your perceived value with everything you do, with every bonus you add, with every like great way of explaining it and positioning you do, it really helps increase this perceived value and making the actual price look smaller and smaller, and also making the barrier to entry, the barrier to buy the product, much smaller. So definitely think about that. If you can 10x the basically perceived value to your product, that is amazing. If it's 5x, also great. If it just needs to be higher, like people need to have a higher perceived value than what it's actually worth, and the scale will tip and they will buy. So just keep this in mind. And this is basically it. And then you have something written out. You can transform these into an amazing landing page. You can transform this also in some amazing creatives. And then when you have set up the funnel from like the ads to the landing page to the product experience and anything like that, this should really do the job and help you scale insanely well. It's not some micro changes that you make in your ad account or anywhere else. It's really these major shifts that you can do by positioning your product differently, creating an amazing offer that really resonates with your audience, and suddenly you scale. You can be at like a 1K a day scaling ceiling, or it might be like you can't even get your ads profitable. But if you sell something that people really want, then your ads and your conversion rate and everything else will soar, because you're suddenly selling something that people really want, and they will do anything to get it. And this is really the gist of it. I hope this was insightful, and I hope you could take something away. It is actually longer than I expected it to be, but I will also link this below without the example, and you can take a look and also like do it on your own to create your perfect D2C brand offer so you can really scale this 2024. And yeah, hope to see you win with this. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments. Thanks so much.